Good morning, YouTube. Good morning, everybody. Today we're gonna talk about living in a bubble. So I have with me to talk about this topic today Pedro, Juliano, and Jefferson. Uh, as always, please, Juliano, could you introduce yourself for us?
Yeah, of course. Good morning, guys. Good morning, guys, from YouTube. My name is Juliano. I am 21 years old. I study science and technology, and I live in São Bernardo do Campo. My hobbies are reading, mangas, comics in general, listen music, podcasts, watch TV series, and I think about me, that's all.
Very good. Thank you for sharing. Pedro, please let me know about you.
Hello guys, my name is Pedro. I'm from Metropolitan region of Belo Horizonte. I am 25 years old. I am the talk like for 4 months. I am here to develop my speaking English. So my hobbies is take some photos. I like to travel too and get know to another scooters. That's me, guys.
Pretty good. I really appreciate your t-shirt. Oh, pretty good. Jeff, please, your turn.
Good morning, folks. I'm Jefferson. I live in Goiânia, Goiás. I'm economist, professor of Catholic University of Goiás. I love to play canasta, soccer, to walk, and to talk here. Nice to see you.
Good. And about me, my name is Epaminondas Sá from Brasília, 30 years old. I also like to play soccer, but I don't do that, unfortunately. I just in the video game. I like to play video games. I like to watch videos on YouTube. Yesterday I played um, foot volley. So my first time playing foot volley. I like it.
Oh,
I think that I will do that now. And yeah, that's all. That's all about me. So let's talk about the topic, living in a bubble. The number one is, what do you understand by the term living in a bubble? What comes in your mind when you uh, heard about this term? Let me know. Jeff, please, you first.
Okay, my friend, living in a bubble refers to be isolated for almost everything about different idea, different perspective, different experience. So means you are surround oneself, maybe only you or maybe with a group. Just think the same way, and believe with a lot of beliefs and opinion, only the same. And when you live in a bubble, you can understand the rest of the world, unfortunately. So I think this is not good. It's not good. That means you can challenge the world, you can challenge your point of view. And this is not good for you to change or to grow, yeah, about your opinion about life and everything. I don't like this expression, live in a bubble. I never live in a bubble.
Very good. I couldn't agree more. So I totally agree with you. Thank you so much. Juliano, what do you think about? Let me know.
I think the same thing. When a person live isolate from the world, has your own opinion, but totally different from the world. It's so different. Don't think in change, and grow. I think that's it. I was thinking him. Uh, I don't know. I was thinking if this is the same thing that comfort zone. That I was thinking here. but I think it's similar is in some aspects, but different in other. But I think in general it can be a person that just leave one thing, don't want to change, do you know? But I think is more relationate, uh, thinkings, thoughts, points of views, you know, difference of comfort zone, my point of view.
Yeah, yeah, good. Maybe it's connected because I think it's hard to confronting our own ideas. So maybe it's a kind of comfort zone also, because as Jeff said, it's a challenge to talk about different topics and to confront our own ideas. But this is the way to grow from my perspective, I think so. I think it's connected. Pedro, please.
So I really enjoyed the Jeff's explanation. I think it's very complete, like the other points of views about the term. And I think about living in the bubble is when the people doesn't accept another views, another ideas. Principle when we talk some subjects like more personal, like politician preferences of soccer and other things. Because when the people doesn't accept like another idea, is just like, yes, I live in here, I just want to hear that. And that is live in the bubble, is just not explore the other ideas, explore other point of views. Sometimes like we heard some point of views, oh my gosh, how these people had this opinion. But we have to accept to even just listen, but you not agree or disagree. But I think the important is listen and you take your conclusions. If you just live in a bubble, you just not explore the other ideas, and you cannot grow. Like Jefferson says, you cannot grow, and it's could be a challenge. Principle if you want to grow in the society and the other terms, and by person too. I think when you form about our education, about our moral, you have to explore new ideas.
Perfect, perfect. I totally agree with you. And guys, I want to talk about the number two. And Jeff, I'll start from you because I know that you say that uh, I have my own algorithm. So the number two, it's interesting because how do you think technology has contributed to people living in a bubble? And I wanna add something, algorithm, because I think it's interesting. For example, YouTube. We are in YouTube now. Uh, if you watch some videos about some topics, there's a lot of other videos like the top that you watched. So it's interesting because there's a lot of content on YouTube, but normally you see the same things or connected things because of the algorithm. Um, and about the number two, I want to know from you guys and starting from Jeff, how do you think technology has contributed to people living in bubbles? Please.
Okay, my friend. Platforms like Facebook, Twitter, now X, it's out of there. And YouTube, for example, all of them use algorithm to prioritize content that user like to engage with. And that means that often this kind of platform reinforcing existence preference and idea only the same. Yeah, as a result, I used to say I have my own algorithm. I don't believe that this platform can 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 transmit me some the same news, the same opinions, the same point of view, and I don't agree with this. I used to say I have my own algorithm. I don't like as a result that this platform can conduct me to this. I don't because I have my own opinion. And when you live in the bubble, when we live in the bubble, in this case, with this kind of technology, the big problem you can further to be insulated your diverse perspective about a lot of things, and I really don't like. That's why I used to say I have my own algorithm. I know I must watch. I know what I must see. I know what I must to read. And I'm not. I don't like technology that can conduct me to my own algorithm because I have autonomy. I have my own life to decide about a lot of things, about a lot of points of view.
Yeah, I think it's interesting because normally we don't, in general, as a society, we don't think about this kind of thing. For example, I like to buy books. I know that you also. On Amazon, for example, if you bought some book and there's other recommendations about books like or similar that book. So normally, we have a lot of recommendations about series on Netflix or other platforms or books that it's interesting to read, like the books that we bought, uh, everything. So it's interesting think about this kind of thing because I think from my perspective, the technology is contributing a lot to put people in bubbles. So it's interesting to think about, it's interesting to be conscious about this kind of thing because it's hard to go out. Normally, we don't read things different as a society. We don't read as a society, but when you read, you don't read different things, we don't listen different kinds of music, different series we don't watch on. From my perspective, it's increasing a lot the people in a bubble because of the technology, in special algorithm. Pedro, what do you think about? Let me know your point of view.
Yes, it's a very interesting because like the algorithm always suggests us like something to listen, something to watch, something to buy. But like Jefferson said, we have to make our own algorithm because if you just follow the algorithm like the suggestions, you just like live in a bubble and you like uh, like some piece of the engineer like you just another thing and you suggest more things and things like that. Some example like I can show to us is like I like to listen to MPB on Spotify, and I remember when I put in the shuffle like to suggest another music and another similar songs. I remember always the when I put in some playlist suggest to me some songs to Secos e Molhados, but I don't really like the band. And all the time, like I put some playlist and suggest this music, and all the times I just skip the music, but the Spotify could understand. And I think it's very important we put our control and don't just like the algorithm suggests us and you just follow. Like another example is like the short videos, like TikTok or Reels or some things like that. Uh, he can understand our mind for completely. So sometimes when you just scroll, just suggest another things like it's so much wrong about our opinions and like it just something like everybody likes. Like if most of our like funny things, like some people falling or things like that, are cute some cats or something like that. But you have to put some control because when you like consume like this type of this content, it's really important you put your control. And when you saw something like you don't agree, you put like the 3 points and the like for example Instagram, because I don't have TikTok. You put I don't interest in this topic because you have to put your control. Even the algorithm, you have to explore another things, but I think the technology contributed to living a bubble, and you have to romp that, like to consume another contents.
Yeah, yeah, but also it's so hard because, for example, in if I click on the 3 points and say for the platform that I don't like this, maybe I will receive only the same things, the same kind of content that I'm in more in a bowl. So it's so hard to think about this kind of thing. So crazy, crazy.
I hope
Ju-
that your algorithm suggests for you stop and play games and go to walk and to run and so on. Come on, guy.
Impossible, impossible. Maybe this is the best thing to suggest, but it's impossible. Juliano, let me know what you think.
Um, I think the same thing. That's pretty much it because the platforms almost always try the recommendations that it think that you gonna like, you know. But I don't know. I think YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. I think maybe it's not a problem because you are there to have a leisure. My point of view, do you know? So you are looking for fun, have fun. So I think maybe it's not a problem. But when you think about platforms like X or another, when you you can share your point of view, I think it's a problem because you when you are there, you are looking for other points of view, other opinion like your. So you look for that, and you are a platform, and you are it's a mix, and you are living in a bubble because this kind of platform, you know, because I think recommendation, series, video, things like that, I think it's not a problem. I don't can be if you are just looking for study, things like that. So you maybe you need a change, but most of cases, the people are there just for leisure, don't for study, you know. It's of course some people there are there to study, but it's not a big amount in my point of view. But in platforms where you can write like X, so I think it's more contribute more, you know. So I think there are the people, it's more live in a bubble because the environment out there contribute for this.
Yeah, yeah, I totally. I got your point, and I agree. So maybe it's more dangerous because of is more deeper the content maybe. So yeah, I agree. I agree. Um, guys, we are sharing a lot of examples, but let's answer this question. Can you give an example of a bubble that you or someone you know lives in? I will start because I was thinking in something here. Uh, I think that speak only Portuguese is a kind of bubble. For example, I bought this book. It's a technical book.
We can
Okay,
see the book. We can see.
yeah,
Ah, okay.
it's
Okay.
a technical book.
Okay.
So I work as a personal training, so this is a personal book. There's no this book on Brazil in Portuguese. So reading this book, I realized that different things that I I didn't know, you know. So I just know because I speak English. It's interesting to think because I think some kind of informations we don't have because of our language. And it's interesting to think. I was thinking about this kind of thing, and it's interesting because our culture, I think, it's a bubble as well. So living in Brazil is totally different than living in Salvador and living Amaz Manaus or inside of the Amazonia. So it's interesting to think about this kind of thing. But I want to know from you all. Can you give an example of a bubble that you or someone you know lives in? Pedro, I'll start from you, please.
So, all right. Of course, I think I live in a bubble in yes, some terms because it's real difficult. Like we share like examples like to try to disrupt the bubble, but it's real difficult because sometimes your algorithm like follow. For example, I don't know if the type of content like grows like nowadays or just my algorithm changes because nowadays I've received so much things about the workouts and gyms and things like that, like so much like personals and thing in people, like it's influencing about this kind of environment. And I think like your example, like the language is really important because nowadays I saw like some people like create some courses, and they just think like we did is like to buy some book like in other language and translate the content in Portuguese and create some course to sell. And it's like it sometimes to gain money, but it's like just a thing like to like I speak English, I know how to access this content, and I will share with you, but you have to pay for that. It's a kind of things like the bubble of the language of the culture is real risky about us. And they like some food, like for example, I live in Minas Gerais, and we have like a variation of food, but we have some spice, some tastes that we don't like. But like for example, you said about Salvador, Bahia, and the other states, like we like about some spice foods, and it's like a bubble because I don't really like this type of foods, and the other cultures like.
Yeah, yeah, you said about translate some books, and there's a guy from Brazil that become rich doing that. Be very famous, Érico Rocha. So it's about marketing, things like that. So he did exactly that and brought some content from abroad, translated, and sell the course Fórmula de Lançamento here in Brazil and become rich. So it's interesting to think. And normally the people think that he created the method, but he only translated the method. Um, Juliano, you answered this question? I don't remember. If not, please
Do
go ahead.
about number three, right?
Yeah, number three.
I was thinking here, but I think I don't have an answer for this question. Do you know? Because it's in my term of a bubble, it's hard to see someone in really are in a bubble. Do you know? So I think I don't have a answer for this question.
Okay, great. Jeff, please.
Something wrong here. Uh, yes, I think the big example is the is in Brazil when you see a lot of consumer news from a single political perspective. For instance, if you support Bolsonaro, Pablo Marçal, you only watch conservative news channels. And if you follow PT or Lula, you only follow progressive social media accounts. So in this case, you live in a bubble. As we live in a binary society, you must think like Bolsonaro or you must think like Lula to follow all the ideas of them. I don't agree with this. I don't agree that we live in a binary society. And this is not good for our society because you can see the other kinds, the other points of view. And this can limit you to understand broader societal issues to another way to see the reality. I really don't like this. And I used to talk with my students all the time about this in class. Come on, guys, let's open your mind, your let's open your mind to see other point of view, and never living in this kind of perspective. If you are conservative or you are progressive, you need to think another way. I really I don't like to be in a binary society. But unfortunately, the channels, what of news and etc., all of them conduct us to this kind of thoughts.
Perfect, perfect. It's a big example here in Brazil. It's a kind of mandatory to choose one side. So it's crazy. It's crazy. Um, guys, let's keep for the number four. What are the potential benefits of living in a bubble? There are some benefits. Let's think about this. If yes, let's share this kind of potential benefits to live in a bubble. Um, Jeff, I'll start from you because you are.
Okay, that's that's a tough question, but let me try.
Yeah. Yeah.
For example, if you are Lula Bolsonaro, you just believe in that thoughts and you feel comfort. If you feel secure, it's okay for you. That's not my case. So you can reaffirm your information. You can reaffirm everything that you believe. You can reduce your anxiety. You can foster your sense of community, your sense of belonging. It's okay. I don't believe in all of this, but it's okay if you believe in this. Come on, guy, feel happy and go on. I don't like this, but it's okay. But so the benefit is this: if you feel stronger, your sense of identity, if you reinforce your beliefs and values, it's okay. It's okay. But I am like a metamorphose ambulante. Remember, Raul Seixas. I like to change everything, to think the other way because I feel more creative. I feel more focused in the changes of our society. And for me, this is very important to to see the the conflict viewpoints. And I don't like only one way. But unfortunately, I have a lot of friends and students and even part of my family that believe in this. You must live only in in this bubble. So they live in a potential benefit because they like, okay, what can you do?
Yeah, there's a tough question, and you did a very good job because I think maybe this is a biggest benefit to living in a comfort zone because as Julian said, it's easy to think in the same way for your oh, whole life. So it's comfort. This is comfortable. So maybe yeah. Very good job. I didn't think about this. Good job. Thank you so much for your answer. Um, Pedro, what do you think about? There's some benefits to live in a bubble?
So I agree with Jefferson's like the benefits about the comfort zone because like what politicians think is I will try to talk about that first. I remember when the elections, like in the first election about the Haddad and Bolsonaro, I remember I were more activity in politicians, and sometimes I I felt like it's so aggressive and argue with some people's like have uh some points that I don't agree. But I remember I tried like sometimes like to talk with the people that have a different opinion about mine, and I try to listen attentively and understand the point of view of there. But when I try to explain my point of view, the other people like just want to hear and just like you are wrong, you are wrong, you are wrong. And when I got that, I perceived like just a second. Yes, my PC battery was low. So, and for example, I felt like when you want to talk some people that doesn't want to hurt and just want to stay in the comfort zone, it is impossible. Like you share and they disrupt the the bubble. But I think like other benefits about like just talking about politician and other things is like you get more deeper and get more knowledge about our some about topic about gene for example. If you live in the bubble about the gene, you get know about more that you follow or know a new influence and you get know about like these terms and you be more stronger about that. It's not is like you have more knowledge about if you live in a bubble, you can be specialized about some topics because you live like just in some areas, convive with some peoples, and when more deeper you get in the bubble, you get know about more advanced knowledge.
Very good. Very good. Yeah, other point that I didn't think about. Pretty good. Juliano, what do you think about? Let me know your point of view.
Um, I think the same thing when I think you don't have a lot of benefits, but when you are in the bubble, maybe you can have more knowledge about this kind of subject, because you are always there. So makes sense you know a lot of things about that subject. But I don't know uh, how people has a close mind. Maybe it's hard sometimes to learn about the same subject because in general, this kind of person has a close mind, for other subjects, I know, but maybe for some themes can be the same thing. So I don't know. I think I can see just these benefits, this pro, but but I think is con has a lot of things because I think you have when someone has a close mind, it's so I don't know, it's strange because I think everybody needs can learn and grow, change their minds. I think it's a normal process, you know. You have a closed mind. For me, it's a big, big, big problem.
For sure. For sure. Thank you so much. Guys, I will skip for the number 6. Let's talk a little bit more about platforms. Uh, how do social media platforms reinforce the idea of living in bubbles? It's interesting because sometimes I see some profiles on, especially in Instagram, that has I don't know, but millions of followers, and I have no idea who is this person. So it's interesting to talk because how I don't know this person, and this person has I don't know, but 20 millions of followers on Instagram. So let's think about this. How the social media platforms reinforce the idea of living in bubbles. Um, Juliano, I will start from you, please.
Uh, I think in general the per people that use social medias or things like that always try follow or look it up for things that they like. It's almost always. So I like video games. So probably I'm gonna search for things about video games, things like that. And how you are search about it, looking about it, the algorithm begin show for you more about this thing. So you can be living a bubble, do you know? Maybe because you begin searching about the things that you like, and you found the people that like the same thing that you. So you make a connection with these people, begin follow these people, you know, things like that. And in one moment, other people there receiving the same algorithm, the same things, and you are living in a place where all around you like the same thing, about this subject. Of course, you can like other kinds of subjects, but if you just search, look it up for the same thing, the algorithms are gonna understand you just like this. So it's the both, the both help to the social media and the peoples in general help for this kind of situation.
Yeah, yeah. And nowadays is interesting because there are some waves, viral songs, for example, that make the singer explode on the internet and be very famous because of a viral video, for example. So it's interesting. Some years ago was totally different, and to grow as a singer, as a so it's so interesting to think how the social media normally, especially about singers. Nowadays, normally the singers try to be viral in the TikTok, for example, or on Instagram to grow using less money than some years ago. In one side, it's good because maybe it's good for the the small singer and it's not poor people, for example. And on the other hand, maybe bad songs can grow on the society. So interesting to think. Jeff, let's talk about the number 6.
Okay, my friend. I think social media platforms reinforces bubble through, as we told, about algorithm designed to increase engagement. You must engage all the time. You must to think about likes, shares, and follow all the time. And all of this aligns you with some kinds of preferences. That means that this kind of system create feedback about the people that love someone, or as you said, singer or something that you like. So this constantly exposes you to similar viewpoints and media. If you like, Julian was talking about games. You like the guys with games. Okay, I don't like games. I like to play soccer. I like to walk. I like to run. But no matter if you like games, no matter. We can discuss about this. But this reinforces something that you like to do. Yesterday, I was watching something very interesting about this, the importance of sport, the importance of run, to play soccer, and so on. And the algorithm suggests for me to watch something from Netflix about this. And I'm watching now. It's very interesting, the soccer's or other kind of sport with high performance. So that means that this kind of platform reinforces or promoted only only one point of view, only one kind of opinion, and in this case, the only problem, as I said before, that this can deepen the sense of isolation from opposing perspective. That's why it's very interesting. You see a lot of point of views, and not just to follow the likes, like Noda said. If you guys have a lot of likes, maybe this is the best of the world. I must follow this guy because I have thousands, billions of likes. That's it.
Yeah, other interesting point is normally people, professional that has more followers, normally there's more respected. And it's not connected about the professional be good and has a lot of followers is not connected. Maybe we have a lot of bad professionals with a lot of followers. So it's interesting to think about this kind of thing. I know a
Uh,
lot of big, uh, 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 I forgot the word, but pesquisadores and people, very good people inside of the universe that there is no Instagram, for example, and very good professionals. And I see a lot of bad professionals that have millions of followers on the social media. So hard. Go ahead, Jeff.
no,
You
no, go on. That's the other
uh,
guys talk. I talk too much.
go ahead, Pedro.
So, first of all, I want to share like yeah something like when I'm more active in the politicians things. I remember I searched like the how which person is follow like some politician, and I remember I saw some people's like I don't understand like if these people is follow this politician because he agree with the ideas or just follow like to be more clarify about the our position or something like that like just to follow like if he made some mistake I am here to like to like to show the people like oh did he did this mistake and it shows to everyone the social media and things like that and I think social media is like a big showcase because like the ads is an opportunity like to sell some things and the algorithm reinforce that because like if you if you follow some people, if you follow some subjects, you're more potential to buy some things. And the social media reinforce that because like how social media wins money is with ads, and the living a bubble is like a more it's a thing like we can to filter the algorithms like the people we know we will buy that and the social media can help us about this idea and then I remember another thing when I was younger, like a teenager, like 12 years old, when I was 12 years old. I remember in the Facebook is has a culture like if you had more likes, you are more famous. And I remember every time I posted some photo, I sent to some friends about me, like this photo, and they will like the other photo of you. And I remember when I saw like more than 10,000 likes, I just follow. Oh my gosh, I am famous or things like that. But real no, I am not famous, guys.
Yeah, I remember this time. Everybody answered this question. I don't know, guys. Yeah, okay. Uh, let's skip for the number nine. Number nine. Do you think it's possible to completely avoid living in a bubble? Completely. It's possible or not? Let's think about. Juliano, you think it's possible completely living uh, out of bubble?
Uh, Out?
Yeah, don't live in a bubble. It's possible or not?
Oh, I think it's impossible. I think you can, I don't know, don't live in a bubble for most of case, but you can live in a bubble in small case, but sometimes you don't know, you don't notice because I was thinking, but it's hard because I don't know because maybe I live in a bubble and I don't know. I don't, know? So maybe it's impossible, but if you have a open mind, when you go talk about some subject, maybe even you live in a bubble, but you have a open mind, you can change your mind and go out from this bubble. Maybe I don't know because I think it's impossible. You can live in some moment for little moments in a bubble, but after you can go out, I don't know. It's hard because I ain't I can't live in a bubble if I think I just like to play video games on computer. So maybe I am living in a bubble, do you know? So it's hard.
Yeah, yeah. I agree with you and I get your point. Jeff, let me know. It's possible or not?
That's a very good question. The word completely, it's very strong. It's nearly impossible to completely avoid living in a bubble because people navigated or gravitated toward a lot of bubbles. For example, as a professional, I don't live in a bubble. I'm a different kind of professional. But when I play soccer, I live in a bubble. All the guys, they think the same way, the same gossip, uh, and a lot of things. So it's very, very difficult. When you live with your family, I think you live in a bubble because you must think this way. You can change the way you can have problems with your daughter, your brother, your sister, and so on. Sometimes not so easy. That's my case. It's not so easy, but I try to be different. I try to be different, but it's not so easy. And sometimes the guys used to say Jefferson as a professor he's very crazy because he try not to live in a bubble. But sometimes I have students say it's okay. I love the way that you talk about this about that. Yesterday I was in a class very interesting, and I discussed really this to live in a bubble to show to the students the important to see and to respect the different point of view. That's the way that you can be a better person, but it's not so easy.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I agree with you. For me, it's totally impossible. So it's as a human being, we are a social animal. So normally we live in a bubble because our family, our friends, and things that we like. So in some moment, in some part of our life, we are living in a bubble. Pedro, please.
All right, guys. I think nowadays it's impossible like living complete isolation in without some bubble because you have smartphones, we have internet and things, and when you get that, you automatically enter in some bubble. It's impossible in my opinion. I remember in the university when I started studying the pandemic, some teachers have a real problem because some teachers about like doing class about philosophy and the others more human things. He cannot adapt in the home office work like because some teachers don't have a smartphone. He try like to live out in the bubble like I don't have a smartphone because I don't want to be manipulated. And some people like have this problem, and the university cannot like influence about that like someone who he could to influence like to yes we have to take your classes and things like that, but it's a real problem because even you try to be more out of the bubble, some way you are in a bubble. Like if you are out of bubble, like for example technology, you are in a bubble like the people years out in of technology. It's real impossible in my opinion.
Exactly, exactly. Now I will be out of bubble. And now you are in the bubble that the people are out of the bubble. It think the same way. So it's crazy. It's crazy to think.
Notice, do you think that TNT is a kind of a bubble?
Yeah, maybe, maybe. We are in a bubble of the TNT talking English. The bubble of the people that talk more than one language, maybe. So
Okay, so
yeah,
right.
it's crazy, guys. It's crazy. For me, it's impossible living outside, totally outside of the bubble. So, guys, we don't have too much time, so I will share the forms for you. Please click in this link. Let me know what you think about this immersion, your opinion, and evaluate this immersion. Feel free to suggest topic. And it's important because I'm not the more creative guy to create topics every week. So feel free to suggest some topics. And yeah, that's all. Thank you so much. There's a very good, very good discussion here. So I'm more open open mind guy, maybe because of this discussion with you all. So thank you so much, Juliano, Pedro, Jeff. As always, it's a pleasure to be here with you all. Take care. See you in the next week. Bye bye. And drink your water because it's so dry.